Senate Minority Whip Josh Stein of Wake County joins us. Senator Stein, I know what you think about this budget. All the Democrats are clear, but what could the Republicans do to it to earn some form of bipartisan support?
They should value public education. They say that they're reforming education. It is not reform if you take 15,000 teacher assistants out of first, second, and third grade and say you're hiring 1,100 new teachers. The cuts to K-12 is going to result in another 2,200, 2,400 teachers losing their jobs. So if you walk down a set of stairs and you walk down all those stairs and you take one step back up, have you taken one step forward? Have you reduced class size? No, you've gone from having 2 adults in a class of up to 24 kids to 1 adult in a class of up to 24 kids. There will be fewer educators, fewer adults, and I have a first grade child. She has 2 adults in her class. If they went down to 1, they say they're going to have a class size of 1 to 15. 1 to 15 is some theoretical notion in the future. Next year in our schools, there will be 23, 24 students, and they will not be a teacher's assistant.
They say the way you, being Democrats, have set school policy all these years has not worked. You've thrown more money at it. Kids still aren't reading. What do you make of that opinion?
I think that we do not adequately value public education in North Carolina. This budget will move North Carolina to the very bottom. We will be below South Carolina, below Mississippi, below Alabama in per pupil spending on education. Does that represent what type of state North Carolina should be? I don't think so. We need to have, look, this idea about extending the school year, I introduced a bill to do just that, and a number of Republicans co-sponsored it with me. That's great. I think we should make some reforms to public education. But to confuse slashing the public K-12 budget, the community college budget, and the university budget with reform ideas that have nothing to do with money is to try to cloud the message. What they are doing, it is the largest cut to education in the state's history on top of 2 brutal years because of the recession. And so at a certain point, you cannot cut anymore, and North Carolina should not be at the bottom.
If the budget bill's so bad, why not tell the governor, support it, give it to the people of North Carolina? You got 2012 coming up next year. Let the voters decide whether that bill would work or not.
Well, because the governor has a responsibility to the state not to do damage. This bill will do damage to our state, it'll do damage to our kids, it'll do damage to our future. The governor has a responsibility to do what is best for North Carolina.
Handicap this one. If it stays as it is, if this bill moves a little bit towards the House position, how will this budget debate end in the near future?
There's no way to know. I mean, there are plenty of times in history where you have 2 groups that have very different views on what something should happen, and there becomes a moment when a negotiation, a compromise has to happen. I trust that the Senate leadership and the governor can get it done, and it's just the goal has to be, let's not use rhetoric, let's actually try to move the state forward.
Can you reach a compromise with the Republicans that they can preserve their campaign promises that they won the election on, and you still feel happy about a budget bill getting signed?
I don't know. Whether what they won the election on or not, who really knows? I mean, what they should do is articulate what their vision for the state is. The governor should articulate what her vision for the state is. And the Democrats in the legislature need to articulate what the vision is. And hopefully, rational minds will prevail.
Thank you, Senator Stein.